Welcome to the season finale of Area 69 After Dark. Now, don't get it twisted, girl. Area 69 After Dark is most definitely going to be coming back. It's just the end of season 1, okay? And there's multiple reasons why I decided to go ahead and cut the season off at this point because y'all already know I'm new to the podcast game. Well, this style of podcast, because I feel like Area 69 The Smoke Show was practically a podcast, but just a different type of podcast. So take a shot every time I say podcast in today's episode. But I am pretty new to this type of podcast. And, obviously I always read you guys' comments. I see your guys' feedback and stuff. And I decided that I wanted to take a break because I really want to improve the podcast. I really want to find new things to do, fix the set. You guys always let me know that you guys don't really like how I have to turn to my guests to speak to them. So I'm definitely going to be working on things like that as well. And then overall, I just, I don't want to sound like a hater saying this because I'm really genuinely not trying to be a hater. But I feel like everyone fucking has a podcast nowadays. So I want to really focus on how I can make it different, how I can make it more entertaining. If you guys ever want to watch interviews or anything like that, I'm pretty sure your guys' favorite influencers have already been on a podcast and talked about themselves. So, like I said, I really just want to take a break to kind of brainstorm, bring something back that's going to be even bomber and even more entertaining for you guys. So the second reason why Area 69 After Dark is going on a short little break is because I want to start a new project. And this is a project that I have obviously already introduced to you guys. So with that being said, Cocinando con las 69s is making a return. But this time we're switching things up. Like I said, I'm really just kind of in my era where if I'm going to produce content, I need it to be super entertaining and I need it to actually be, worth the time and effort that I put into it, and I really want to feel proud of my projects and all that stuff. So that is also why Area 69 After Dark is going on a little short intermission because I'm bringing something else to you guys. So it's not even like you guys are gonna really miss Area 69 After Dark, because Cocinando con las 69s is going to be airing every Sunday at 7 p.m. So it's like, we're not even going to be gone, girl. It's like, we're not even going to be gone. So just kind of go ahead and keep that in mind. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, be sure to do that because I'm going to be announcing the date that the very first episode of Cocinando con las 69s will be airing. Okay, so be sure to follow me. Okay, so with all of that being said, now that I have told you guys the big news, I wanted to say thank you for showing me support throughout this podcast, throughout this journey and stuff. I most definitely appreciate you guys so much, and you guys are genuinely the reason why I find motivation and still find fun in doing this type of content. So thank you so much. Once again, I love you guys so much. Y'all already know. And if you guys have any advice for me for Area 69 After Dark, please be sure to leave me some tips and advice in the comment section down below, so I know, like I said, she's gonna get worked on, okay, during this little break. So yeah, queens, I'm excited. I genuinely wish that I could do both projects at the same time, Area 69 and Cocinando con las 69s, but I'm a mom. I'm a full-time mom, so I really only have about one day out of the week to work, and it just gets difficult. I don't really want to get into that all the time because I feel like people always are like, well, just get a nanny or just this or just that. But I'm like, girl, personally, I don't feel comfortable with leaving my son with a nanny. So I just kind of have to make things work. But I think it's going to work out. So that way, once Area 69 After Dark is gone, you guys will have Cocinando con las 69s. And then once that season is up, Area 69 After Dark is going to come back. So you guys are going to have a constant flow of entertainment, girl. Okay, so that's what we want here. I don't want to go MIA anymore. I don't want to, none of that. I hate doing that, genuinely. And every single time I do go through like a little MIA moment, I end up getting depressed. I end up getting super anxious and just overwhelmed and stuff. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And every now and then, I'm going to try my best to sprinkle in a little vlog. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned. So anyways, have you guys watched that Baby Reindeer show on Netflix yet? It is so, it's so scary and uncomfortable. Scary, not like demons and shit. Scary because it's real life shit. I was hooked on it. Okay, look, honestly, I'm not that big on Netflix shows, but if I see it trending on TikTok, then I'm like, okay, if it's trending on TikTok, it's probably fucking good, okay? I didn't really know what it was about or anything like that until I started to, you know, do my little deep dive moment on TikTok, and it turned out that it was like a stalker type of series or whatever. It's super short. I think it's only like 7 episodes, so you can definitely watch it in one day in a few hours, which is exactly what I did while Emmy was napping. But yeah, dude, that show is a fucking trip, and honestly I feel like it hit me on a whole nother level because I was able to relate to it a little too much, girl, because I have had a stalker, and yeah, I have had a stalker, and I'm smiling about it because like it trips me out to even think about it. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of scared, a little bit nervous to even be speaking about this, but I haven't had any type of contact with him, or he hasn't tried to contact me, I should say, in about a year now since Emiliano was born. But yeah, dude, I had a stalker for like about 2 years. And was it 2 years or like maybe like a year and a half? So I was definitely able to relate to the story of Baby Reindeer a little bit too much, and kind of just seeing the emails that Martha would send. Martha is the stalker in the show. Seeing her emails that she would send and all that stuff, it really just kind of reminded me of what I was personally dealing with 2 years ago. So I was like, oh shit, like this is kind of weird as shit. I've never really spoken about this before because I was clearly dealing with it. And I didn't want to like trigger the guy or anything like that. I didn't want none of that because, girl, when I tell you that it got ugly, it got ugly. And he wasn't just a virtual stalker, he was physically stalking me. And yeah, which is why I never really spoke about it or anything, just because out of fear, just out of uncomfortableness. And at one point in time that he was stalking me, I was pregnant. So I was even more scared and shit. And dude, shit just got really fucking ugly really quick. But of course, once the police finally got involved, after many, many times of calling them, because I called them so many times, and it's actually so fucking unfortunate that unless they do something to you physically or hurt you physically, the police don't give a shit, girl. They don't give a shit, okay? So, like I said, the police were called multiple times, and then finally, the very last time that we called, they like showed up to his house and regulated him and shit and gave him a warning and stuff. And after that, he finally stopped. I don't know if he watches me still. I don't know, girl. I don't know, and I don't really want to know, but I do consistently check my emails and stuff like that because you never know. And I am kind of just waiting for, I mean, not waiting, I'm not anticipating it, but like I am just kind of aware if he does make another attempt of physically stalking me or just virtually stalking me, so that I can go ahead and move forward with getting a restraining order against him if I possibly can, now that there's actual like police reports. But yeah, girl, shit's fucking crazy, scary, and really fucking real. So my situation was for sure way different than the actual show because the guy actually encountered his stalker like while he was at work. And I personally never seen this guy before. I've never met this guy before. I never had any physical contact myself with this person before. So it just kind of made shit even more weird because I don't know, he had some sort of narrative that we were together and that I ruined his life and this and this and that. And girl, keep in mind, this man was literally like 35 to 40 years old. Never seen him in my life before. I don't Like, legit, who the fuck are you? Like, who the fuck are you? So I really don't know if maybe he was getting catfished or something, because girl, trust me, I have had a lot of women hit me up telling me that their man is cheating on them with me and stuff, and I'm like, girl, what? I don't even know this person. I don't know you. I don't know your man. Like, I don't know, you know? And I've had to, you know, break it down to the girlfriends a lot of times in the past, because I'm just like, dude, hey, look, I don't know what's going on. I am in a relationship. I have a family. I'm sorry to hear what's going on, but I think your partner is getting catfish, and he's obviously cheating on you with the catfish, and I don't have any control over that, you know? So I feel like that's kind of like the scary side of the internet, is that anyone can impersonate you, and anyone can really manipulate people and make them believe something that's really not the actual case, you know? So I'm not sure if that's what happened with my stalker specifically, because when I tell you that he was like in love with me, he was legit in love with me, and he would email me like hundreds and hundreds of emails a day. He would like love me one second, he would hate me one second, he would tell me that I was ruining his life, that I wasted 4 years of his life, and just weird shit, dude. And he would even, the scariest part about it is that he wouldn't even make sense at all in any of his emails. And I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. I'll try to add some screenshots in here so that you guys can kind of see. And the biggest trip about it is that at the end of each email, it would say sent from my iPhone. So it was literally a baby reindeer moment. And it kind of made me, when I was watching the show, it kind of made me think like, dude, is this kind of some sort of disorder that people can possibly have or something? Like, or like, is their mental health not good, or are they on drugs? Or I don't know, girl, I don't know. So let me just go ahead and give you guys some backstory to this, because there's a lot to it, girl. So I would say that this started around sometime in 2022. I don't know 100% exactly when it started, because I didn't even know I was being stalked. Okay, I legit didn't even know. So shit started to go down back in April of 2022, which I was actually on my last and final friends trip. I wasn't pregnant at this time or anything, and I didn't know that would be my last Palm Springs trip or anything like that. You guys probably remember what I'm talking about. It was that mansion trip. And it was with Alan, Danny, Irma, I think Alan's other friend, and then Isaac was there, and I was there as well.
2, 3. All of it.
I didn't even open mine.
All of it. All of it. Come on, Steph. All of it. Come on. Hey. All of it, Greg.
Way bitch, you guys got it.
So it was super fun. You know, we had a blast and everything, and I didn't really think anything of it. And fun fact, that was actually the first time that Isaac told me he loved me. And then after that, we just, you know, created a family. But yeah, dude, so things started to go down during that trip, and I didn't even know about it. I wasn't aware of anything or anything like that, okay? Keep in mind, at that point of time, I did have management, so I didn't even think about looking at my emails. I didn't, you know, worry about checking my emails or anything, because I was like, okay, well, I have a manager now, she can handle all of that, you know? So I personally really wouldn't look at my management email or anything like that. And that's where this guy had been messaging me, which, keep in mind, my management email is obviously public. It's on my Instagram page, it's on my TikTok page, it's literally everywhere, okay? But like I said, I had management at the time, so I didn't even bother to look at my emails. Didn't really care to look at them. So everything was cool. I didn't know anything. I wasn't aware of anything. And then now we fast forward to August of 2022, which is obviously my birthday month. And I ended up getting a phone call from my mom. And just, you know, when you get phone calls from your family or from your parents and their tone just seems off, like they just seem like they're gonna break some news to you, but they don't want to like tell you right away. So yeah, those were the vibes, very much that. My mom called me, I answered, and she's like, mija, ¿qué estás haciendo? And I'm like, oh girl, if she starts off the conversation like that, like I already know that she's gonna tell me something. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? She's like, nada, like I just wanted to call you to see how you're doing, if you're home, if you're good and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm home and I'm good. So tell me what's going on, because the way that you're talking to me, you seem concerned, okay? And she was like, pues es porque no te quería decir. Like, I didn't want to tell you anything, but there's this guy that has been showing up to our house asking for you. And I was like, what do you mean there's this guy asking for me and going to your house, you know? How did he find my parents' address? I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know if he thought that I lived there or something. At this point, it had already been the second time that he showed up to my parents' house, which is why my mom felt like she had to tell me. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what does he look like? What did he say? Like, what, girl, what? And she was like, well, you know, he had actually shown up already since your vacation with Alan, Danny, and Irma. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, so he showed up to your house when I was on vacation. She's like, yeah. And I was like, well, why didn't you tell me anything? And she's like, well, because you were enjoying yourself. I didn't want to worry you. I didn't want to just stress you out or anything like that. And I was like, but mom, you have to tell me these type of things. Like, if anything, that makes me stressed out for you guys because this guy is showing up to your house. This is clearly not the first time that he's shown up. Shit like that, you have to tell me, girl. You got to tell me. But whatever, she had her reasons as to why she didn't tell me, which I understand. But I guess when I was on the trip, he had showed up in like a white Jeep or something. He parked in front of my parents' house. He was chilling there for a good 30-40 minutes. I don't know if he was like waiting for me to show up. I don't know, girl. I don't know. So I guess long story short, he went up to my parents' door. He knocked, waited for them to open, and I think it was my mom that answered the door. And I don't know if my dad was there or not. I don't think he was. But she opened the door, and he pretty much was like, oh, I'm looking for Annette. And my mom was like, well, she's not here. Like, who are you? What are you doing here? What do you want? You know? And he was like, oh, well, it's because I really need to talk to her. Like, I can wait here to talk to her. And she's like, no, like, you're not going to talk to her. What do you want? You know? So then he ends up giving her a bottle and a note. Okay? A bottle of alcohol. And he was like, okay, well, I'm just going to leave this here for her, whatever. And pobrecita, my mom, like, I don't think she knew how to react. So she took the bottle and she took the note. Okay? She took a picture of it. She sent it to me once she finally told me what was going on. And, yeah, it was literally just a random ass bottle of alcohol. And the little note said, sorry for bothering you, something, something, and then his name. And it was just so fucking weird. Okay, so once he gave her the bottle, he stayed in his car again for like 30-40 minutes until my mom called my neighbor, and she was pretty much like, hey, can you tell this guy to leave because he pulled up looking for my daughter. He looks old as shit. She for sure doesn't know him. It's not even like I went to high school with him or anything like that. And my neighbor ended up going up to him and like telling him shit, telling him to leave my mom alone. He ended up leaving after like 30-40 minutes. And then that same day that she had broke the news to me, he had also shown up. And he this time encountered my dad. And my dad obviously did not give him a cute little sweet story. He pretty much told him, you need to get the fuck out of my face. You need to get the fuck out of my house. The next time you come, we're gonna have fucking issues. So like, get the fuck out. Like, my daughter doesn't know you. My daughter doesn't want to talk to you. I don't know what you're trying to achieve out of this or anything like that, but you need to fucking leave. My neighbor and my cousin had to pull up to kind of scare him off. And he decided to leave. So once my mom told me that, I was like, okay, so like, did he tell you his name? Did he tell you like anything at all? What does he look like? And she was like, yeah, like he looks old. Like, I'm pretty sure you don't know him. This is his name. This is his last name. He literally told us. He was never like physically trying to, well, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I don't know his intentions. My parents don't know his intentions. I really don't know. But he wasn't, at that point, he wasn't trying to do anything physical to them or anything like that. So he willingly told my parents his name. So once I found out what his name was, I was like, okay, let me try to see if, you know, I don't know if I have DMs from him, if I have emails from him. Let me just see, because I feel like for him to show up to my parents' house demanding for me, I feel like there kind of has to be some sort of other context going on, you know? So, of course, I go on my management email, search up his name, and girl, when I tell you that I had hundreds and hundreds of email since the day that I was on the trip with the girls, the mansion trip, I had hundreds and hundreds of emails, okay? So at that point, I started to fucking panic. I started to freak out. And it even got to a point where I wouldn't even go to my parents' house because I was like, no. Like, what if one day I'm pulling up, he's right there? Like, what do I do? What do I do? You know? So I ended up calling Alan and I was like, hey, dude, like, this is what's going on. This has been going on since we were on our trip. Like, do me a favor. Search this guy up because I was able to find his Instagram through his email. He had been DMing me, saying some nonsense, saying that, you know, I was a bitch, saying that he loved me, saying that I ruined his life, saying that we're meant to be together, that he's just waiting for me and shit. Like some scary psycho shit, bitch. Like scary as fuck. So I told Alan, I was like, hey, do me a favor, search this guy up, see if he's been messaging him. Of course, he had been even DMing Alan, specifically the day of the mansion party, and he was pretty much demanding the address from Alan, saying, I'm going to pull up. I already know you guys are in Palm Springs. I'm going to find you guys and this and this and that, okay? Which, honestly, I'm really glad that I didn't see that when I was on the actual trip because obviously nothing happened on the trip. He didn't know where the fuck we were. But I'm happy I didn't see that at that point in time because I would have been fucking panicking and I probably would have fucking left. And that was literally my last girls trip. So I'm glad everything turned out safe. I'm glad everything turned out good, you know, good, I guess. After the second time that he showed up to my parents' house, I just continued to get emails every single day, multiple times a day. And they were just really weird for a long time. And it got to the point where I obviously told Isaac, we were dating at this point already. And I told him, I was like, dude, like, I'm scared. He was like, no, like, I will fuck him up. Like, I'll fuck him up. And I was like, no, like, I actually don't really want you to do that because this guy knows where my mom lives, knows where my dad lives, where, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do anything, have you get in trouble. Because realistically speaking, even though he was stalking me and even though he was harassing me, he never did anything physical to me. So obviously in a police case or whatever, Isaac would be the one at fault for fucking him up. You know what I mean? So I was like, no, like, I don't want you to do that. Like, that's not the route I want to go. Okay. So whatever. Así quedó. After maybe like a month or two, I was still getting the emails, nothing new. And he would even send me pictures of himself, dude. That's the crazy part. Like, he had no shame in showing his face, his information, what he does, nothing. That's why it was so easy for me to find him. So he shows up to my mom's house again. Okay, now this was either, I think, the third or fourth time he showed up, this time in a different kind of car. It was a red truck. And this time he didn't wait in his car. He didn't nothing like that. He literally just went to my mom's bench that she has by the front door and sat there for hours. For legit 3 to 4 hours, dude. And luckily, I thank God that my mom wasn't there because he was just waiting there. He didn't even try to knock. He didn't even try to talk. Nothing. He legit just showed up at my parents' house and sat down right in front of the front door. But this time, he showed up in a ski mask, a black hoodie, and the only thing you were able to see were his eyes, like that. Okay, so he was completely covered up, which is terrifying for me to think now because I'm like, why did you show up like that when in the past you never showed up like that? It was just giving weird, dude, and I'm literally even getting like the chills right now because I'm just so thankful that nobody was home, you know? So he waited there for a long time. We have cameras around the house. So obviously my mom saw as soon as he showed up. She called me. She let me know what was going on. And I was just like, dude, no, like, I'm tired of this shit. We have to call the fucking cops. Like, even if they don't do shit, because I already know how the cops are. Even if they don't do shit, like, I need this to be on file because this is starting to get out of hand. And I don't like that he showed up trying to be like in disguise this time, you know? So my mom ended up calling my neighbor once again, and my neighbor showed up, and he literally, keep in mind, my neighbor used to be a cop. He's a retired cop. So, you know, he kind of knows his shit, you know? So my neighbor goes to my mom's front door. He sees the guy. The guy's literally just sitting there like this. And my neighbor was pretty much cussing him out. Like, hey, dude, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm a retired cop. I can still get your ass in trouble. Like, what you're doing is not okay. She doesn't want to talk to you. Annette doesn't want to talk to you. She doesn't know you. I don't know what you're trying to achieve out of this, but like, you need to get the fuck out. And if you don't get out right now, I will take you out myself. And no, dude, the guy literally just like so nonchalant, like so like whatever, like he didn't give a fuck. So my neighbor literally like stood there talking to him for maybe like about 30 minutes, dude. All he said was that he just wanted to talk to me, and that was it. So time went by, and then my brother ended up showing up, and my neighbor was still there trying to tell him shit. And again, once my brother saw him there, he told him shit as well. The guy said the same thing, like, I just want to talk to Annette, and that's it. He ended up finally deciding to leave, but luckily my neighbor was able to get his license plate. He was able to get like the truck make, the year, and all that stuff. And once the guy left, my neighbor ended up telling my mom and my brother, like, hey, you guys need to call the cops at this point. Hopefully they can do something, but like, I would say just go ahead and call, give them information, and then just kind of go from there. So the cops were called, and of course, we couldn't really put a restraining order or anything like that because the guy had never done anything physical to me or to my parents or anything like that. The emails wasn't enough. The emails didn't matter. Nothing. Okay. The multiple times of him showing up didn't matter. Nothing. The good thing though is that the cops were like, what we can do is show up to his house. We'll go ahead and look up his information right now, show up to his house, and then go ahead and give him a warning. And after that, if he decides to do anything, then you would have to like start to pursue a case, you know? So I guess I'm assuming that the cops ended up finding his information and they showed up and told him shit. But I never got any type of confirmation. They never called my mom. They never called my brother. Nothing like that. So I don't know if the cops showed up and they told him something. I'm not sure. He stopped showing up physically to my mom's house, but virtually he was still emailing me, and he was talking shit on my dad. He was talking shit on my brother, talking shit on my neighbor and stuff. And then out of nowhere, he finally stopped. And he honestly stopped around the time that I was maybe like 6 to 7 months pregnant. But yeah, dude, I was like so fucking scared for my baby to be born, so scared to go to my mom's house for such a long time. And I would only go when Isaac was able to go with me in case anything would go down. Of course, my mom and dad would have my back, but I don't know, I just felt safer going with Isaac. But yeah, dude, that shit was so freaking scary. And watching Baby Reindeer was just kind of like, oh shit, like, it's crazy to think that so many people deal with stalking and shit. And I'm like, dude, is this the ugly part of the internet? Is this the result of being on the internet? I don't know, girl, because even for the Baby Reindeer guy, he was just at work and he got a stalker. Like, it's just scary to know that you're never safe. You're never safe. But yeah, dude, that shit was intense. It was super scary, and I'm super thankful that it has stopped and nothing has really been going on anymore that I know of. But like I said, I constantly check my emails and stuff, and I'm always asking my mom and my brother like if anything has happened, and luckily nothing has happened since then. If any of you guys personally have ever dealt with a stalker situation or just a weirdo person in general, my biggest tip is to just report it to the police, even if they don't do something, just so that there is an open file like on that, you know. I don't really know if that really does anything or not, but girl, better safe than sorry. And like, just report it as much as you possibly can, because that is actually terrifying. Always be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you're not being followed anywhere, because girl, I be on TikTok all the time and I see so many girls, even like at Main Place Mall, which is like OC California, getting followed to their cars and stuff like that. And you know what? It's so crazy because people really do treat you different whenever you're alone. And I say that because recently I went to the Block. Not the Block. Is it the Block? Yeah, I think it was the Block. I went to the Block by myself because I had a photo shoot with Emiliano. the next day, and I had to go buy him little shorts. And you know, the block has the children's place there, which is like a little baby clothes store or whatever. So I went by myself so that Isaac could be here with Emmy, because I just needed some me time as well. So I went by myself. And dude, like when I sit here and tell you that like people were following me, and when I say people, I'm talking about men. Like even in the parking lot, they'd be like, hey, he likes you, or they would honk and stuff. And it's so uncomfortable. It's genuinely so freaking uncomfortable to like be treated like that. Like, girl. But like if I ever have my son or obviously my man there with me, nothing, girl. It's like night and day. Like nothing ever happens, which is so like weird, if I'm being honest. Like, girl, and look, just kind of keep in mind that when I was there and walking to the store, I was like fucking like, girl, tunnel vision, just getting to where I need to be. I was already anxious being alone because I'm not used to being alone anymore. So I was just kind of like, eye on the prize, girl, just get to the store and you're good. So I ended up going to the store. I was looking at the shorts, and everything was cool. I'm in a kid's store, okay? So like there's parents there and stuff. It wasn't super packed or anything like that, but you know, I was just kind of in my zone, just doing my own thing. So literally I had seen some shorts that were super cute. So I decided to call Isaac on FaceTime so that he could help me decide if I should get those specific shorts or not. So literally, bitch, I swear to Bob, like I swear to Bob, as I was FaceTiming him, it was ringing. It was like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And then I heard someone go, excuse me. And then I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Like I even moved out of the way because I thought they were trying to get through. So then I look, and it was like this guy just standing there, and he was like, is that your husband over there? To some random ass guy that was with his wife. And I was like, no, no. And at that exact moment, Isaac answered the phone. And then I was like, no, why? And he was like, oh, is that your husband? And he pointed to the phone because Isaac was on the phone. And I was like, yeah. And I just felt so awkward, dude. Like my face was turning red. I was just like, oh my God, like this is weird. So I even kind of just like showed Isaac so he could see what was going on. And then he was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, is there any way that I can get your number or like your Instagram or something? And I was like, no. And I was just kind of laughing about it because I just felt so uncomfortable in that situation, because I had no idea. Like he was literally wearing his like uniform, like work uniform. I don't know, my mind just thought that he was a worker at the actual place. But when I really looked at his shirt, he worked at fucking what is that Chinese food place called? Panda Express. And then once I saw that, I was like, boy, you have been following me since Panda Express and I didn't even notice? Like, girl, that shit is so scary. Like, I don't think he had any, like, weird intentions. I think he was just trying to get at me or whatever. Obviously, I turned him down. But the moral of the story is that you never really know who's following you or, like, who's watching you and stuff. And that is actually so terrifying, dude. Like, genuinely terrifying. And after that, I literally just practically ran back to my car because I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, this is so uncomfortable. Like, I'm not even walking like I'm trying to find someone. I'm not even looking like I'm interested in anyone or anything, you know? But yeah, moral of the story is to just be safe, be secure. If you're ever out alone, take some pepper spray with you, fucking taser or anything like that, because the world is a scary place, girl, especially when you're a woman that's alone. Don't even get me wrong, because you could be a man and get stalked or get fucking harassed and shit, but I feel like it happens more commonly with women. So yeah, girl, with that being said, that is all I have for today's little season finale. I wanted to keep it cute, simple, because we're gonna be coming back, girl. We're gonna be coming back. So please do not lose faith in Area 69 After Dark. She's gonna be back and better than ever. And like I said, if you guys have any recommendations or advice or anything like that, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I'm definitely working on being more open-minded with your guys' advice and stuff, because sometimes I just get butthurt and I'm like, no, but I don't want that, or like, no, but no. But at the end of the day, you guys are the viewers and you guys are the ones that are enjoying the content, so your guys' opinion definitely does matter. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for Cocinando con la 69. She is going to be new and improved, and I'm so excited for that, especially now because I feel like before I was kind of a mencita when it came to cooking, and I still kind of am a little mencita, but not as much, nowhere near as much as I used to be, because I obviously have a kid now and I cook and stuff every single day for him. So yeah, I am excited. If you guys have any recommendations for any dishes that you guys want to see on Cocinando con las 69s, let me know as well, girl. We want to know. So be sure to follow me on all of my platforms so you guys get the 411 of when exactly Cocinando con las 69s is going to be premiering. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Oh my God, I feel like we're ending a chapter. This feels kind of dramatic. Like, why am I getting sad a little bit? I don't know. But like I said, we'll still be seeing each other every Sunday. Obviously, as of right now, probably for the month of May, we're not going to be seeing each other every Sunday because I'm planning Emiliano's birthday party and all that stuff. So I'm going to be pretty occupied with that. So definitely look out for some new vlogs coming soon. But yeah, I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for always showing me support, showing me love, and just watching my content. That's all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you guys in the next season of Area 69 After Dark. Bye.